St van der Voort.
Game on.
He's thrown first against Stephen Bunting here, so if it does go to a deciding leg, he will have the advantage, and he's straight in there. 2 in the treble 20.
140.
Sells for a 140. He did play Stephen Bunting in Salzburg as well, and Bunting has thrown some pretty decent darts in that game. Took it to a deciding leg, as we've said, but 4 ton-plus checkouts from Jamie Caven in that match, including a 156. If he throws anything like that today,
60.
Bunting is going to have to pull something very special out the back.
Well, I've got to pull it something exceptional. And Stephen Bunting this afternoon, it weren't a vintage performance from him.
100.
He didn't find his scoring power apart from about 1 leg. And he's got to get it out of the gate straight away, because you know that Jamie Caven will crucify him.
Yeah, he beat Michael Hertz, one of the host nation qualifiers, the Germany. Beat him 6-2. He went 2-0 up and thought, it would be a bit of a breeze, we thought at the time, but Hertz came back at him, forced Bunting to dig a bit deep. He actually hit 180s in 3 consecutive legs, but it was really scrappy aside from that. How about this from Jamie Caven?
140.
Yes, scrappy stuff from Stephen Bunting, but he got the job done. Now is the time he needs to turn it on against Jamie Caven, who is, well, he's been in good form for the last 18 months, 2 years.
121.
It's really last year where he picked up, started going deep into tournaments on a regular basis.
Well, the thing about that previous visit from Stephen Bunting, he hit that 1. If he hadn't hit the 1, he'd be on 124. That's totally different to trying to take out a 143. You know, you got 2 darts at a treble. One of those first 2 had a dart at a bullseye. And against someone like Caven, you can't make too many mistakes. So talking about mistakes. Oh, and that is a mistake as well, and you can see Jamie's not happy. That's a little bit of lack of concentration, just throwing the dart. So now Bunting's going to get a chance to nick the throw.
Well, he may. Well, he's not going to get a dart, a double, so it's the bullseye, and he's missed it by quite some distance. And Jamie Caven, because of that treble one he hit, is looking right at the bottom of the board. He's come over the top of that.
That's the problem of that first dart being low. Oh, that's a great dart. The problem with the double 3, the double 2, if you throw a dart that kicks up, you've got to attack it with the first dart. If you're going to bust it, do it with the first dart. He got away with it though. The first 2 were really hiding the double.
140.
Well, what a weekend of sport these Germans are going to have. They're watching the darts right up till 5 o'clock on Sunday night, and then they go and watch their team play in the World Cup final.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
131.
We could, of course, have a German winner here at the darts. Michael Rosenauer still in the tournament. Oh, Jamie Caven, he's looking for his first maximum of the match. He's dropped the 3rd dart. You would think it makes it less likely this is going in.
180.
Well, that's sheer brilliance from Jamie Caven, because when you bend down, you get a bit of a head rush. You should always give yourself a few seconds to clear the head. Well, Jamie didn't, just stepped up, flicked it straight in the treble 20. But Bunting, a good leg from him here, Dan.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the first leg. Well, he doesn't need to go for the bullseye. So, sets it up nicely. Jamie Caven, all he can do is try and apply a bit of pressure.
100.
And he does apply a bit. Stephen Bunting for a 13 dart leg potentially in a 1-all score line. There it is.
Stephen Bunting. Jamie throws back.
Well, they've both started off as we predicted.
140.
There's not going to be a lot left in the locker after this one's finished. I don't think anybody will be walking off the stage saying they didn't give 150%.
57.
Well, even if this does go 11 legs, it isn't going to last long. These two get into a really nice rhythm when they're playing. Both quick throwers. Caven, very rhythmical. He can't even see the dart because he's blind in one eye. He's holding it sort of by his head and just sort of going on feel for a lot of it. Blind faith, quite literally blind faith. So he's
60.
very much getting in that rhythm.
Yeah, it's incredible when you think, you know, Jamie, you know, he's had a lot of illness in the early part of his life. Like you say, he's blind in one eye. And the people at home probably don't realise that, but he is throwing that dart. It goes out of vision before he releases it, which is to keep your rhythm is incredible.
And when you look at somebody like, say, Phil Taylor, Andy Hamilton have those throws where they bring it right under their eye. They're literally lining it up where they're going to put the dart. Jamie Caven, nothing like that at all.
140.
Well, it is repetition and trusting your action. I've got two great eyes and I'm absolutely crap, to be quite honest.
79.
Well, Caven not under a great deal of pressure in this leg. He's going to look at the double top here. He not moving, thinks he can come over the top of it. Doesn't bend the wire, it would appear. But he will be back for a 2-1 lead. A place in the last 16 up for grabs. It's going to be against, well, just to break off as that's a first. And we saw in his first round match, once he hit one, he then hit two more in consecutive legs after that. If he gets going, if he builds up a head of steam, Stephen Bunting, if his scoring power goes with him, he is very, very dangerous.
You know, I know we've said it so many times, and I think we nicknamed it the wasted 180, but I used to hate that. When I was playing, if I'd have hit the 180 and the bloke's gone out, I'm thinking, why did I bother hitting? Because although these guys now, they're all good enough to hit 180s back to back, it ain't that often, you know. And then you normally go off with a bad score, as Stephen did.
100.
Yeah, the winner of this one goes through to play either Mark Dudbridge, very impressive earlier on in his 6-4 defeat of Jay Form, an 101 average, or Michael van Gerwen, the world number one, the world champion and the number one seed here in Dusseldorf. The defending champion here at the European Darts Open as well.
23.
Now, chance for Jamie Caven.
Well, he's going down bottom. He's looking for the 136.
99.
I can't understand. He had his first dart down there. Why he didn't stay down there with his second or go back down for the third, which would have still left him the checkout. But Bunting,
60.
second visit without a treble, so it opens the door up for Caven.
Yeah, we had a 13 dart leg from Bunting in the second leg of this match, but the rest of it has been
97.
consistently scruffy stuff.
Well, he did that this afternoon, and we thought perhaps it's just first round, the way it happens. But he certainly hasn't got
57.
the last 9 darts without a treble, and he threw first, so Caven won't get a better chance. Possibly going to get 6 darts from here, may only need the 3.
110 check out for Jamie Caven. Now, he did say when he beat him in Salzburg, he took out a succession of ton-plus finishes. That's number 1 for Caven. Will we see more?
96.
Certainly puts him in the driving seat in this one. A 3-1 lead, throw in for a 4-1 lead. Stephen Bunting has a lot of work to do.
Well, what Jamie mustn't do, and I don't think he's a player that does, is think, well, I know Stephen, he's not scoring very well. I've got him here. Long as I've just got to stay straight, don't make mistakes. And sometimes you kind of lay off it, as I call it, instead of keep attacking. And that's what Jamie's got to do. And the 140 proves that he isn't taking any notice of what Stephen's doing. Just get on with your game. It is so easy to start thinking about the other bloke that he's not playing well, and all of a sudden, you know, you let him back in the game.
Yeah, you can stick 3 in the fat 20, but nowhere near the treble, but you only need 1 good dart in that treble 20 and you're going to end up with a better score than that. So just got to keep doing what he's doing, Jamie Caven. But we've seen on a number of occasions that he is quite capable of putting runs of legs together like this in sub-15 darts. He's on for another sub-15 dart leg here. Maybe there's going to be a bit of pressure from Stephen Bunting. Needs another one, really. Gets it. He's waiting to pounce.
Well, Caven's normally brilliant at finishing. What's that double top again? He's favourite and straight in it again. That's a nail in the coffin of Stephen Bunting. 4 legs to 1 down. And Jamie Caven is not missing a thing. The checkouts, as he said, that was what got him to the final in Salzburg, and he's carrying straight on.
Yeah, 74 to add to his 110. Jamie Caven, a man who's got his name to a burgeoning group of darts academies for young players all around the East Midlands area at the moment. I think they talk about expanding them all over the place. But saying he's got 6-year-old lads playing darts, stood on crates. He says it's those guys It's kind of inspired him to go out and do his best, to give him something to look up to. You have to say, over the last few months, it has certainly worked. Jamie Caven's form has taken a notable upturn.
60.
But there's also an old saying, don't train someone to take your job. I'm out of the game, so I can train them.
41.
Yeah, it's a common theme that the sorcerer being usurped by the apprentice. You tell Eric Bristow and Phil Taylor, or Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis. Better leg from Stephen Bunting. This a significantly weaker one from Jamie Caven, but he does have that cushion of a 3-leg lead at the moment. Stephen Bunting, 4-2. There it is. 61 checkout.
Stephen Bunting. 7-leg Jamie to Roper.
However, this is the leg that Bunting's got to win. He can't afford Caven to go 5-2 up. That, I feel, would be too much pressure and make it too easy for Jamie and just relax. You know, when I say relax, still attack the dartboard, but the arm doesn't tighten up. So Bunting to get back in this game.
Well, he produced when it mattered against Michael Hurts in the first round.
140.
You would think that Jamie Caven might have a little bit more fight in him. What has Stephen Bunting got here? Needs 2 breaks of throw. It's 4 perfect darts to start this leg. That's unfortunate. Well, he stayed up there.
81.
I'm not sure it was the wise decision.
Too much of that treble was covered up. Should have gone for the 19s.
140.
That's 2 140s on the trot for Caven. So all of a sudden Bunting thought, no, I've got the grasp on this leg, and now he hasn't.
Oh, well.
What was he? I don't understand that shot.
80.
Well, 220s, he going 225s, leaves him 170. It seems a strange way to go.
I just think risk. You've got to go for that treble 20, because you can put 2 in there and you've got yourself a shot at a double instead of the big one.
Well, Jamie Caven didn't go for the 11 bull route there, so Stephen Bunting could have made him pay. As it is, Caven will be coming back with 3 darts in his hand for double top and a 5-2 lead, and to go to the brink of a place in the last 16. Absolutely no bother at all from Jabba.
A good solid leg there from Jamie. 13 darts. You know, I say, you know, don't use any more than 15 on your throw. Forcing your opponent into doing a 12. It doesn't happen that often. And that's a perfect professional leg from Jamie Caven.
And how much does that take out of Bunting, where he started with a 180 going, look, I need to break. He's pulled out that big visit first off, and then he's not been able to capitalise. He's, oh, have I got anything else left?
Well, what normally happens, I think more than that, I think the dart that nearly fell out. I think he's probably thought, oh, I don't believe this, what's going on? And I think that gives you the negative more than hitting a 180 and not getting down to a double. It's this, you know, as we say with Kev, you know, how's your luck? And, you know, Steve probably thought, I don't believe that could have been in the treble. I could have had this, I could have had that. And all this goes through your head while you're under the cosh, where nothing's going through Jamie's head apart looking at that red bit and throwing this dart at it.
44.
Yeah, not a great leg from Caven, but he knows he only needs to win 1 of the next 4.
134.
Stephen Bunting did go all the way to the semi-finals on the European Tour in Berlin. He's staring down the barrel of an early exit here. Well, he sets that up nicely enough. Jamie Caven needs something big to apply pressure. This is going to be big, though.
140.
Jamie Caven may well get a match start if Stephen Bunting can't take this out.
Well, if he's going to miss the double 18, he wants to be on the outside wire. He doesn't want to put it inside. That's a decent guide for Bunting. Oh, 1 dart left, perhaps to stay in the German Masters. Yes, that's a great dart from Bunting. The panic button was almost being hit there.
Oh, Jamie Caven, a 174 on your own throw to start. Stephen Bunting needs, well, he needs another red bit here. He's got it.
140.
He's still within touching distance, but Jamie Caven has got the chance to pull away.
Well, Caven under pressure,
140.
when needed. Fires 11 and 12 darts with the throw. Said 4 times in Salzburg, and is he going to do it here to finish Stephen Bunting off?
134.
And Bunting is fighting for his life.
Important last start from Jamie Caven. He's down to a 2-darter. It could be an 11-dart leg for Caven to close this match out. Stephen Bunting needs to find some trebles just to give himself hope.
57.
And there's very little there.
Jamie, you require
Caven looking at 87 for a 6-3 win. Bullseye once. Oh my word, 1 match start goes missing.
Stephen, you require 170.
Well, this would be a shot of all shots for Stephen Bunting to stay in this. Like he's got the first one. Oh, just caught the flight as it's come in.
94.
Well, he'll be standing behind Jamie Caven saying, please miss the big number.
And he's not, so double 12 for Caven. Double 6. 2 more match starts. 3 now have gone begging. In Gibraltar, we saw an incredible array of mismatched starts over the course of the weekend. Maybe we're going to see something like that here in Dusseldorf. Stephen Bunting, you would think, has to take this out. Well, he's going to get 2 darts, double 80 once.
60.
Well, they don't come any closer.
Jamie, you
But Jamie
require
Caven again wants that double 3. Hit it in the first leg. Oh, and he split it 1 for double 1. Oh, and he's missed the big number. What have I said about the big numbers, Dan? Don't miss the big numbers.
It has all got very, very messy with the finish line in sight for Jamie Caven.
Thank you. Thank you.
George Noble just calling for a bit of order among the crowd. Stephen Bunting finds that double 8 at the 3rd time of asking. He's still alive here,
Congratulate Stephen to
and it is one of those breaks of throw that you needed. Maybe this isn't quite over. 4 match starts Jamie Caven missed there, and he missed the big number as well, which if he'd hit it, he would have got another match start. So let's call it 5 for the sake of argument.
Not going to argue with you, Dan.
100.
Bunting now is thinking, do you know what? I've been let off here. I've had me little bit of luck. Perhaps luck is on my side to go on and win the match.
100.
The amount of things that goes through a dart player's head when he's playing, you know, all the ups and downs.
100.
You stand behind your opponent. You look over his right shoulder. If he hits a treble 20, you move. Look over his left shoulder. He hits a treble 20 there. You try to look over the top of his head. I can assure you they go for it all.
93.
The only problem we're looking over the top of Jamie Caven's head is he might get some sort of glare off the lights. He's back in that treble 20 here. Jamie Caven second of the match. He hit a 174 as well. He wants to end this right here. He doesn't want that deciding leg. I know he kept taking him to deciding legs in Salzburg.
Maybe you require 100.
He'd rather get the job done now. Well, he's got to go 11 ball this time, surely. Does so. Bullseye, Jamie Caven. Another match start. It's not missed, though. It is not missed. It was 5 prior to that. This was the hardest one of the lot, but a 1-2-1 checkout. We talked about potential big finishes in this one. Jamie Caven's a 6-4 winner. Stephen Bunting, the Lakeside World Champ, crashes out in round 2. And the